Everybody's ready.
I'm gonna go ahead and start.
Yeah, let's
mine
do.
now,
Yeah,
I
me too.
guess. Okay.
Amongst the volcanic islands of the South Pacific, opposing fleets vie for dominance across a small archipelago of lush tropical islands. The green palm trees and white sandy beaches will shortly be sullied by the gray of steel and black of gunpowder, and only one team will be declared champion. This is Trap. Trap is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from southwest to northeast. The A cap is in the bottom left, B is towards the center, and C is in the top right. Each capture point has a unique island configuration that makes both assaulting and defending it a particular challenge. In the extreme southwest corner, the A cap is the least congested by islands, but remains exceptionally claustrophobic due to its proximity to the map borders. The northern and northeastern cap edges have some island cover that can be utilized by Allied cruisers, but there are precious few places to hide and even fewer places to run. The half-submerged caldera in the center of B cap is a magnet for friendly destroyers seeking shelter from enemy fire, but hugging it too tightly or failing to recognize when it's time to cut losses and retreat has cost more than one intrepid destroyer captain their ship. Just a few more leagues to the northeast, the capture circle of Cap C is wide open, but the perimeter is anything but. A half-dozen islands are scattered along the rim, and when added to those nearby, offer friendly cruisers a myriad of nooks and crannies from which to spring radar on unsuspecting destroyers as they vie for control. Trap is a challenging map for even seasoned teams to play well. Historically, action has tended to move in a clockwise or counterclockwise motion centered around the B cap, but will that remain true as new teams and new strategies enter the mix? 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Trap. All right, welcome to Trap here. STAR2 versus AFK, round 2 of Swiss play here in King of the Sea 9.
And to tell you what, we actually got the video right.
That's right, we got the video right. We got the map right this time. You know, it's almost like we gotta just blow the rust off, right? It's been 6 months. We haven't done this in a while. We gotta suck less at it. We're getting better. Stuff's getting better,
Yes.
Zath.
Yes. If you don't mind me, I just want to share real quick. There's a Yu Yang in here.
Yeah, I noticed this. There's some interesting ship choices on both teams. When was the last time we saw Zhao, Zath? But if you think about it, with no carriers in the match, what better time to take a Zhao?
And what better time to take a Yu
Yang?
Yang?
Is there really ever a good time to take a Yu Yang? I don't know. I mean, okay, so let's look at
We're about to find out.
let's look at these team comps before we get too far down the rabbit hole, right? We're running Montana on STAR2. We're running Montana, Yamato, double Henri, Zhao, Moskva, Stalingrad, and double Daring. I really like that choice for destroyer.
Daring's a great pick for this map because you basically want to win the flank that you choose, and Daring's going to help you get into that cap and basically hold it down for the team. Now it's interesting, AFK's going double Kremlin, double Des Moines, Henri, Stalingrad, Smolensk, and Grozovoy and Yu.
Now, the Yu Yang is a very, very odd choice, but to be brutally honest, I almost think that in this environment, Grozovoy is equally odd because her AA and the defensive fire consumable is almost worthless. It doesn't get you anything. Now, she does have a lot of health, and her guns are pretty good, and she has a heal, so, like, it's not a bad pick. It just feels, I don't know, not what I would have expected, let's say.
I would feel comfortable in a Grozovoy in this map,
Very.
in this match, because of the speed, the guns, all that kind of stuff, and the heal. I wouldn't feel comfortable in a Yu Yang. It's interesting to see. So purple is now backing into B cap from that little channel there, and ooh, Kremlin just took a decent pen from across the side of the map. Looks like Montana.
So we've got Rodrigo Vasconcelos's, that's his, I'm just calling him Rodrigo. Rodrigo's Daring on the bottom end of C, holding that cap back, but he is almost in radar range of this Des Moines. In fact, he is just now, if the Des Moines has his radar up. That's Ghost Enforcer's Des Moines.
Yet.
Okay.
Stalingrad putting his radar up.
Yeah,
first,
purple's
probably for the
Yang
longer
just,
range.
yeah, purple's Yang being spotted here now. Coming under fire from Henri, Stalingrad, Moskva. Lots of shells going his way. They are going to drive him out of the B cap. As the Zhao of all things, Bakuretsu Zhao is capping A, working the extreme bottom end of the map.
Nobody from AFK really went down to A except for one lone Henri, 13 items, is sitting there just waiting to kite away.
Interesting.
Which basically means they're putting all their chips into B,
B and C.
C.
Well, and
which,
A, and
honestly, I don't like.
Well, yeah, Star kind of made a similar play early here. Both teams on a cap now. 4 minutes gone. Star made a very similar play. Like, originally, the 8-Fac's Daring was headed towards A. He worked into G4, and I thought he was going to go into the cap from that side, but he didn't. He turned around and went back to the bottom end of B, which is where he is now, in a Gundle with Hoover Dam's Des Moines, which, like, feels inadvisable, but yet with the Daring's heal, he can take a little bit of damage and probably not be too bad off. Now he's smoking on the edge of the cap. That the radar, I assume, is expired or will expire shortly. He's still on the cap, but he's going to reverse back into it. So now the B cap going nowhere because Purple's Yang is on the directly opposite him on the 5-6 line.
Yeah, the reason I was saying I don't like this kind of play is I see this all the time in random battles. The team likes to go BC because it looks like it's safer.
Mm-hmm.
And what ends up happening typically is you get teams that just kind of get dug in behind B and C.
Yes.
So like looking at where your Stalingrad is right now, we always see teams over there, and then about where my Kremlin Des Moines is on the AFK side of things on the 6 line BC6. That's where they sit on this side.
Right. Well, one of the things, Daring versus Grozavoy. That Grozavoy is in a very compromising position right in front of 4 Star ships. And Henri is right there. Stalingrad is right there. This is going to go very badly for Bovin's Grozavoy. He needs to get out of there as quick as he can. It's costing him a huge amount of his HP.
Yeah. This was a big positioning mistake.
Huge. Why did he push that far to the edge of the cap? There was no need for that. Cost him his ship.
I think he was looking for our wreckage, Raptor.
Could be. We were kind of over there, weren't we? Goodness gracious. Yeah. that feels like a huge positioning mistake, and it costs AFK a ship very early here, as Rodrigo's Daring is now going to be able to get back onto the C cap and basically get it for free, as their other Daring, that's 8-Fac's Daring, has now snuggled up to the island in the Caldera in the middle of B cap. There's no chance that they're going to root him out anytime soon.
Yeah, Madman West just wasted a radar. I think he was expecting the other Daring, Rodrigo, to come back to see immediately, and he's not. And I think that was a mistake on his part. He should have waited till C started flipping, and then used the radar.
Mm-hmm. Now, the this Henri, that's Aloy, is about to push into the smoke that the Grozavoy left behind, as Rodrigo is now about to be on the cap. So Star now with 2 ships on the C cap. They're going to flip that very quickly. They're up a ship, and about to be up 2 caps here with about 6.5 minutes gone on trap. Now, Zumwalt's Yamato here on the southern end of B is getting heavily focused. It feels like he's throwing his ship away. He needs to be somewhere else, and I don't think he's going to survive long enough to be anywhere else.
You value your life.
Be somewhere else. That's exactly right.
Is this going to be like a Babylon 5 like reference laden stream?
If it is, I'm okay with that. Yang Torps, Kremlin shells, all coming in, focused by about 5 ships, as now Star is down a battleship. Now they caught wind of Purple's Yu Yang. The Yu Yang pushed up to get torpedoes on the Yamato, and he did get spotted for a while. AFK looks like they have a tremendous amount of force sitting at about D4 or D5. But if I'm Star, right, like there's no reason to push here. It just occurred to me I'm not getting sound out of my game routine. I'm going to have to work on that in between games. I was having tons of sound problems. It was right as we were trying to go live.
Yeah. Folks don't update Windows ever.
Yeah, seriously. When I updated Windows this morning, it broke all of my fancy audio settings that I had carefully crafted to break everything out into separate channels to make it easier for OBS.
Yeah, it happens. But interesting, Nice is in the Zao sitting kind of broadside there, not really taking much punishment for it. I was expecting to see a bit of a Citadel chunking, but nope.
Doesn't seem to happen now, as they're putting a tremendous amount of focused fire on Steele's Kremlin, who's just gone dark. We no longer have eyes on him. That is one kind of risky position. One of the bad things about 8-Fac's Daring position in B is that he's not able to provide any vision for the team. Oh, there they've got Steele again because he fired. If he'd
Yep.
stayed dark, they wouldn't have been able to do anything about it. They do pick up
And then we
purples.
got
Ooh, Daring versus
Happy
Yu Yang.
Smolensk here.
Oh, but 8 is okay. So 8 is in real trouble because he's got a Smolensk in his face, a Des Moines, and a Yu Yang off to his starboard side. I'm not sure he's gonna be able to get his ship out of here alive, because surely the Des Moines will radar him.
Mm-hmm.
He just grounded himself. The Smolensk no longer has shots, but the Des Moines definitely does as soon as the radar comes up. Presumably, it's up now.
It is indeed.
Yep. 8-Fac maybe pushing a little too far, a little too quickly. See if he can salvage his ship. You know the Smolensk is just salivating at the idea of him backing up too far again, but he hasn't done it yet. The Des Moines continuing to punish him. Down under 3K here. So we approach the halfway mark of the match. I think they're going to get him, Zath. He's just not able to maneuver out of there quick enough. He's burning.
Yep.
More shells coming in. Oh, he gets away. 573 HP. He manages to find cover again, but you won't see him for a while. He took it. No, the last Des Moines shell lit him on fire. He puts it out. Down to 490 now. Goodness gracious.
Meanwhile, the other Daring, Rodrigo, just shows up and says, "Hey, shoot me instead."
Yeah, I noticed that. He pushed way too far down into this Des Moines' face. Like he's being face spotted this Des Moines, and it cost him his ship. I just don't understand why you would do that.
Takes him down. Well, this is one of the signs of a newer team, where they, both sides have, kind of made big plays, but they've also made some mistakes, which means, they lose their ship, and now the lead changes.
It's fair. Early destroyer advantage for Star almost being thrown away here now, as both their Darings are dead. And purple, Zath, the Yu Yang, becomes the only surviving destroyer on the map.
That's right. In Yu Yang, we trust.
AFK making a...
Des Moines just got whacked?
Yeah, well, he did. AFK making a bold play here, shoving Hoover Dam's Des Moines into the B cap, trying to get the cap. They need these points. He's radared now. Peroni's Moskva here, that's been working the south eastern edge of the B cap all game brilliantly, has all these guys in B radared so they can see the Smolensk, the Des Moines, and the Yang. They're kind of trapped in there. They don't really have any good place to go.
Hey, trapped?
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean that. But there you go. Star is down a ship, but up a cap here. On about a 300-point lead. Over half the match complete, as somebody's smoking. That has to be Smolensk.
Oh, absolutely. What needs to happen now is AFK is getting ready. They need to push hard into C. They have to dislodge the Stalingrad and Henri before the group from A pulls up far enough to get broadside shots.
Smolder's Stalin now has excellent cover from the Smolensk in B. The Smolensk pretty much is not going to be able to get shots on him as long as he joggles his throttle and holds this position correctly. But now he's bow onto a Kremlin, bow onto a Stalin. He can tank some damage there for a while. So, I don't know. They do manage to light him on fire again, which is a couple of Smolensk shells that sneak over the island. AFK has a ship advantage. They don't have a health advantage, but they're going to have to do something if they want the status quo of this game to change, because they're continuing to fall farther behind despite having a small ship advantage here.
Henri is going down, though. Sinistro just took some big hits. Now they're calling focus fire on him over at ACAP.
Oop, I see it now. He's down to 4K. Must be the Kremlin pushing him. It looks like they've chosen to make their push at A of all places, but that does seem to be what's happening. Sinistro not able to get out of it. He ought to be off the board. There he goes. Between the Henri and the Kremlin. Yep. Star's early board position looked really good, but it felt like instead of consolidating and holding what they had, they continued to push. Now down 2 ships, despite a cap advantage, it might not be enough. Rodolfo's Montana rotating south down the 7 line, trying to take some pressure off of Peroni's Moskva, but it's not going to come in time. Nope.
Yep. Oh, Smolder just got hit pretty hard, too.
Oh, he did. Good Lord. He's going to be out very, very soon. I think it was the Kremlin. I think the Kremlin's been working to get the angle, and there he goes. AFK giving tons of ground early, And a 300-point lead for Star has now all but evaporated as AFK is 4 ships up and very, very quickly back in this match.
Yep. And this is exactly what I was commenting on earlier. Is it's very easy. We see this all the time in random battles. You think that you got the win, it's easy, done, and then what happens is you get a ship that makes a careless mistake, and that just completely swings the battle.
Right.
Like this Henri.
Oh!
Just lost
that
over
Henri
half
just...
his health to that
Yeah,
Montana.
he just got hammered by the Monty. I mean, if Rodolfo can bag that kill, that's points these guys desperately need. They have a very,
Yeah, but
very
if
narrow
I'm
lead,
13,
but they're going to lose it.
If I'm 13, I'm just going dark now, and I
Yeah,
think that's
there he
exactly
goes.
what's going to happen.
There he goes. There's some Zao shells
Zao
coming
got
in.
an HE salvo.
Yep. If they get him lit, he might be spotted again. Nothing. Montana now having to run from a Smolensk he can't spot.
So I had commented in randoms, this one player got really upset because everybody else was hiding behind islands towards the end of the game. This is the game you and I were in, Raptor. And I told him, I said, hey man, all it does at the end is you have to sit, you have to wait, you have to wait for their team who's in the lead to make a dumb decision. And that's exactly what happened. 3 ships all charged in, 3 ships died to my butt turret.
What were you driving again?
I have to think about that. I think it was the Soyuz.
Aloy's Henri here is just going to get hammered. He's got nowhere to go. He's got a Kremlin and a Stalingrad pushing him, and he cannot angle to either one without running aground, which is exactly what's about to happen. And then they'll just punish him anyway. Yep. Star showing some of their inexperience perhaps here, but, I mean, they looked really solid early. But AFK playing a... Oh, the Zao just got hammered. AFK playing a very patient, almost Euro-style game, trading their health for time until they were able to work their pieces into the positions they wanted. Now, Rodolfo's Montana now taking shots at the Stalin or at Shipstalker's Kremlin. I can't tell which. It might be the Stalin. Oh,
238 points.
Down to 230 HP. The lead does flip here as AFK goes up 5 ships. Man, I gotta get my sound effects fixed. It sounds totally wrong in this game without sound.
Just start making sound effects, man. Pew pew
pew pew. I know, right? Pew 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 pew. Ooh, Kremlin shells now coming in on the Montana. He has to angle. Nope, nothing doing. Stalingrad now spotted on 230 HP, but I don't think Star can salvage this. They've just got too far to go. There's a number of ships on AFK that are very low, like the Des Moines, who we haven't seen in forever. Like, we haven't seen him in at least 5 minutes, because there's just no reason for him to risk showing himself.
Yep, and that's just another thing of experienced play. This Happy just takes a big chunk.
Happy just got chunked by the Zao.
At this point, I think they're just trying to practice dodging.
Well, they're going to get the Smolensk here, I think, and they might get the Stalingrad. Nope, there goes Happy. There's a salvo going in on the Stalin, though. Oh, it misses. They don't bag him. 200. This Stalin might survive the game on 200 HP, Zath. And it's not like you can hide a Stalin.
Oh, there's just a convenient island just to his port side.
Well, Rodolfo's trying to get his guns on it, but he might burn out before his guns reload or he dies. Nope, there he goes. That's the game. AFK with the come-from-behind win here on Trap, looking very good in round 2 of Swiss play.
That was a great battle. You know?
It really was.
Both teams flexing their muscles, both teams making mistakes, one team coming out on top. But what I like about it is it didn't feel like it was a steamroll. The meta, you know, the momentum shifted during the mid part of the game, and it was just entertaining to watch. So big thanks to both teams for that game.
Very much so. That was a tremendous amount of fun. So thanks to them.